Hi fam, I am Chef Leah Delight DiBernardo. Welcome to At the Table, our new weekly podcast where we invite thought-provoking guests to gather around the table to talk about good food, community, and everything in between. My pup Remy and I are happy you're here. Hey gang, welcome back. I'm Chef Leah Delight, and I am here with a really wonderful human that I admire so much, a woman in wine, a designer, a mom, and a really fantastic friend, Miss Jasmine Wiens.
Hello. Thanks for having me, Leah.
Oh my gosh, of course. And we're here.
I'm honored.
Oh, as we're sitting here both just petting Remy, don't forget we have our resident studio poodle in-house. So if you hear some swishing around or some shaking, it's not Jasmine.
No, it's not me. Some jingling of jewelry. It's Remy.
Yeah, it is Remy. But no, Jasmine, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I have been bugging you for a couple months or a couple weeks now.
I feel like it's been months, in the making. So
that's time for you.
Yes.
It just passes by
totally.
So fast.
But we're here. We made it happen.
and Jasmine brought wine because she's from Lost Ranch Winery. Well, she's not from Lost Ranch Winery, but Lost Ranch Winery is
her third baby.
It's her third baby, and we're here to talk about it. And I'm not going to tell you if I have wine in my cup right now at all. I'm just going to sit here and sip it. So tell us about Lost Ranch Winery, because it makes so much sense. We're, of course, in Southern California wine country and beautiful Temecula Valley.
Yeah.
And you're making
wine. Yeah. So Lost Ranch all kind of started, Joe and I, my husband, met 11 years ago, and we had a love for natural wine. Like, we love natural wine. We love natural wine bars, restaurants that serve it, like just the whole experience and vibe with natural wine.
Cool.
And so when we were like talking about it, we're like, wouldn't it be so cool one day to have our own natural winery?
When was this?
This was 11 years ago when we first met.
Years ago.
Yeah. So when we first met. And so 5 years ago, we had the opportunity. There was some land available in wine country, and we were able to purchase it totally vacant and start our dream. So this was literally our third child. I mean, we bought the land 5 years ago. We had 2 children. Now vineyards planted, and now we have Lost Ranch Winery there.
Why Lost Ranch?
So everyone asks this question.
Well, okay, can I tell you what I think it is?
Yeah. You tell me your theory or idea behind it.
Well, I think about terroir first and foremost.
Yes.
And I think about you and Joe, because when you're producing a natural wine, you have to be thinking about the terroir, because it's illogical if you're not.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think but then again, I know both of you a little bit, getting to know you more and more.
Yeah.
But I would think it's just like a place to get lost in, getting lost in the flavors, getting lost in the land.
Yeah. So it's like a spin-off. You kind of get lost in time. We want a place where you can go out, where your fast life kind of slows down, and a place we would want to go and taste wine and enjoy good food and good company. So that's kind of how the name Lost Ranch derived from. Him and I did this like epic Southwest road trip, and we loved...
With the kids,
without kids. So we had 3 dogs with us on this road trip.
So you had
fur babies.
You
at
had
the
fur
time.
babies.
Yes. And we had our RV, and we were just driving through the whole Southwest, and we love Georgia O'Keeffe. And she has Ghost Ranch, which is where she would go and do her art and just be creative and get lost in there. And so we love Ghost Ranch, but we're like, we can't. Ghost Ranch is taken. So this is our version of Lost Ranch, where we could do our art and get lost in time.
Okay, so... Oh my gosh, there's a couple things there to unpack. I'm scribbling away so fast. Like, my whole thing is like slow down, slow the pace, good food at the table. Oh my gosh, wine. And
but then 10 other things pop up.
So many things. Okay, so just from the bottle, that's for those that are watching for those that are listening, we do have a couple of Jasmine's bottles here, and the artwork is just so gorgeous. So art means something within the design of your bottles, but I think it's a little deeper than that.
Yeah, so I feel like, there's something when you're going to a shop and you're looking at wine, right? I'm guilty of it. You want to pick up something that's beautiful. So when we were
label shopper.
Okay. I'm a label shopper. Joe is a reader, studies everything. I'm not. So I was like, how can we put these two components together? And so I reached out to multiple artists of artwork that I liked. And so we had this like organic collaboration with different unique artists for every bottle. And we would taste our wine in barrel before selecting the art. So the art kind of imitates what's in the bottle and speaks that language.
Okay. That's beautiful. Do you have that anywhere on your website?
No, but that's
you need to remember what you just said.
Well, I'll listen to the podcast.
Will you please?
So Papu is a beautiful artist from Miami. She's actually Greek descent, and Acertico is a Greek varietal. So we put the two and two together.
I love that.
Yeah. So every bottle kind of has a story behind it. Either it's the art. We have a Mission bottle, which is the first grape brought to California from Spain. And we have the fruit from Pachanga Res. And so the label has all these old missions painted on it from California.
That's
So everything does have a story behind it or a purpose in a way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And
either it being the story or the wine in the bottle.
Yeah. And that's beautiful. And I just want to like really slow us down here in this moment of some of what you said. And it's funny because I've been getting so much feedback like, oh, the podcast is funny. And like, you just, there's this tempo to it and it's quick.
Yeah.
And right now with some of the things you said, I'm like, okay, I want to
pull it back.
Pull the reins
back.
Yeah, because it's like how beautiful to know that when we get to spend our dollars, that there are still a lot of really wonderful products out there that are made with heart. Because in this time, at least I've noticed, I feel like as someone who owns a restaurant that has a cafe that does all the work that I do, right? And all the different products you bring in, things are becoming increasingly cheaper.
Yes.
Even if you feel like it's a good product, and we're constantly having to check everything. So I go out of my way to find and support families like yours and products like yours. So for you, no, of course. to me, that's just part of who I am. We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
You either get to know who the F you are in this life or you just don't.
Yeah.
I am grounded in who I am. Right?
It's to your core. Yeah.
To my core, I want to see people do better. And I want to get the message out about beautiful products. And it's not just that the bottle's beautiful, that you have taken the time, that you and Joe have taken the time to really understand the flavor profile, like where your grapes are coming from, maybe the story, the fact that you've integrated Pachanga, which for those of you that don't know the Southern California region, they are one of our tribes that are
our local tribes, and the vineyard there is over 100 years old.
100 years old,
and they look like little bonsai bushes. And we know the couple, Ernie and Norma, are a lovely couple. They come to Lost Ranch and hang out. I
want to meet them.
Their house. They bring us some cuttings from their vines. So that was the first row of vines we planted at Lost Ranch, were cuttings from Ernie and Norma's vineyard from Pachanga Res.
Can you name, can that wine, when it's produced?
No, we still have, Mission is available.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was, it's 2021 Mission.
I'm getting so excited, I can't talk
Mission
words.
is the varietal, and it's actually one of my favorite wines because I love a Pinot Noir. I'm from the Pacific Northwest. Maybe it's just because I was around rain. I just love the components of it. And Mission is like the desert version of Pinot Noir, I say.
You've got to have Ernie and Norma on, like Ernie Norm on the back or something.
We should. They're so sweet. But anyways, it tastes like a Pinot Noir, but from the desert, and you taste the terroir and the dirt and the struggle the vines go through. It's dry farm, so there's no irrigation. It's just wild. And so it has like a whole story behind it too.
And not to get off. I want to talk about dry farm real quick because so many people have no idea what you just said.
Okay.
And then I'm going to circle back into fruit slowing down and at the table.
Okay.
So dry farm.
So dry farm is essentially you're not having any irrigation on your vineyard. So there's no water lines, there's no sprinkler systems. It is what planet Earth gives to you, the rainwater, and that's all you get. And a lot of these vineyards are in sand dunes, which can retain a little more moisture deeper down in there. But nothing, no water.
Well, because the wonderful thing about vines, and correct me if I'm wrong, right? They will dig. They will find water
wherever they can.
Right?
Like they'll sprawl out and
And it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like I love to talk about terroir and I love to talk about the roots of plants because I always wonder how much people know about trees down in the root system will literally stop water to some trees and have it flow to others to keep that part of their family alive.
Yeah. It's like a whole it's a planet universe under the ground that we don't see.
Of course it is, right? And that's what makes can make our food taste good or wine taste good.
Well, and that's what's so cool about grapes and vines is that they grow in so many different types of soil and in different climates, and that's why everything tastes so different.
That's really beautiful.
From sand to, volcanic soil to just clay, dirt. Yeah, it's more minerals, more salts. Like it definitely can change the profile.
That's really cool. It's similar to coffee. We were kind of talking about
really
that a little bit, right? The terroirs.
Totally. And then if you plant them near certain plants, it can get those flavor components. If it's near eucalyptus, can get some more eucalyptus notes. Like it's very, I don't know, it's kind of a true, like you get a report card from this grape, vine. Like this is how I was grown and this is where I lived and this is how much water there was this year and this is why I taste this way. So yeah.
if wine could talk.
If wine can talk.
So I don't have to ask you that question now.
So you just drink the bottle and they'll tell you what happened that year.
And then you'll be able to recite what they said a lot better after the bottle's gone.
Well, and that's why natural wine is special because you're not changing any component of it. So it's farm to bottle.
Oh, I
so
love that.
You'll taste everything way more. Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, you do. And I think that that's really important. And a lot of people ask me why I'm so hung up on organics, regenerative, natural. I mean, I hate to see what has happened in our food system to the label natural. It really bums me out because it doesn't mean much now when you see it. But when we're referring to natural wines, it really does. And, it means that you don't have all the chemicals, you don't have the pesticides. And for me, I don't have the headaches. Like I can drink, a few glasses of a natural wine, especially your wine, which I enjoy so much, and be fine the next day.
Yeah. You don't feel the residuals.
You don't feel the residuals.
Yeah. And that's what's so special about it is that your farming process is organic and then your bottling process and how you're making this is natural. So low intervention.
Low intervention. Yeah. There's a lot of low intervention with so many different things. And I want to swing this right over to a little bit of heritage.
Okay.
Because I missed a really special dinner that Jasmine did when her grandfather and her dad were here. And they're both retired chefs that now live in Hawaii. And I don't know, some silly, I almost wanted to say a different word, emergency popped up in the life of hospitality humans. But I'm so curious to know a bit more about like their craft and how that influenced you in your winemaking.
Totally. Well, okay. So I always say Joe is like a chef to making wine, or like that's his winemaking is like, or his cooking is making wine.
Sure.
And so I love to actually cook food, and that's like my winemaking in a sense. As weird as that sounds.
It makes perfect sense.
Right? So when we wanted to host like something special to pair our wines with, I was like, okay, we do it. Like me, my dad, and my grandfather. Let's just do it. We can do it. Like they're so educated. I'm like this green rookie that has all these dreams. I'm a dreamer, so I'm like dreaming up all these ideas. So it's nice to have professionals hone in what to do and how to do it. So we had a 6-course meal. We had focaccia with cured meats that we ordered from Washington from Polite Provisions. And my dad used to work at a butcher shop, so he had this massive hand meat slicer. So he sliced all the charcuterie for us. He also had made compound butters for all the bread, and everything was like local, citrus in it, thyme, and everything was like.
So what are his roots in cooking? Like what was
So my dad was a chef in downtown. I forget. I want to say it was Access was the restaurant he worked
downtown
at.
LA.
Yeah. No, Seattle.
Oh,
downtown Seattle.
Okay.
And then my grandfather was a chef all his life, but he worked with Alice Waters in San Francisco. He went to New York, did some baking. Like he was back up and he's jumped all over the place. Now he's a retired chef and now surfs and does artwork. So some of our labels have Grandpa's artwork on it too.
Can I ask how old he is? Because why do I feel like he's younger?
He is 70 something.
Oh yeah, that's young. That's the new. Yeah. That's the new. I hear the new 55.
Yeah. So both. I mean, my dad and him both are surfers, and now Grandpa just chefs for us.
So your grandfather, his name?
Michael.
Michael worked with Chef Alice Waters, just so we all know, chef founder Chez Panisse in Berkeley, and also brought slow food to the U.S. in the very early 80s. I believe that's correct. Working with Carlos Petrini, who founded Slow Food in Bra, Italy. And she brought this movement here. And I love that your grandfather, Michael, got to work with her. Yes. Was it in the 90s he worked with her? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, so I then missed him because I got to work with Alice Waters and a lot of her team in the
more recently,
right in the 2000s, right?
Yeah.
And to work with such an icon, by the way. And what I got to learn from her was everything we're talking about now. And I think this is really interesting because we're talking about heritage. I don't know that you would really fully be doing what you're doing if you didn't have that, right?
No.
Right. And I have
this. Food and wine are so important. I think it goes hand in hand.
Absolutely.
And I think if I wasn't so passionate about food and elevating that and bringing that to Lost Ranch's table, then there would be a miss, or you would have to connect with other people that are good with it. But it's kind of like we have a leg up on it because I love food and I think it's so important. Not even just what you make and create, but where you're getting it from too.
Well, it's from your soul.
Well, so literally. All of our meals, like I had sourced all ingredients from Golden Door, Vista, like local farms. We harvested Palo Verde seeds and pickled them and made capers for our tapenade. And those were all from Lost Ranch, like every component.
Okay, can we have a repeat of this dinner next week, please?
I know.
I'll just buy the ticket.
Right?
I'll just buy the ticket.
And my grandfather, like he has his black book, which is his recipe book of all the years. And so he whipped it out and printed pages and he made the most delicious, courses with us. And it was just, every component was very like thoughtful.
Yeah.
And a lot of work and attention. But every ingredient, even if it was the little capers, like that was what made a big difference.
Oh, yeah. It's the smallest thing sometimes that you can take away as a memory. So speaking of memories, one dish when you were little that really just stands out. That was maybe even a defining moment in your life.
Well, I'm laughing because it's neither from my dad or my
grandfather.
Well, that's
okay. That's totally fine.
I have two dishes, both from my grandmother's. Hungarian goulash.
Love that.
And I, to this day, like crave it with like fresh spatzel. Oh my gosh. Nancy would make the most delicious goulash. Like you could smell it when you got off of school. You're like, okay, I'm having goulash tonight. So that was one of my favorite dishes. And then my grandmother from Hawaii, she's Taiwanese.
Michael's?
My mother's mom.
Okay.
Yeah. So she, they actually owned a restaurant in Oahu, a Taiwanese restaurant. And she would cook there. But anyways, my favorite dish from her is, it's weird, but it's cucumber salad with pickled pig's ears. and I would eat it like crazy.
Right.
But it was so crunchy and refreshing and amazing.
Those are great textures to put
and I'm
together.
like, it couldn't have been like the most polar opposite, like Hungarian goulash and pickled pig's ears. But I feel like that's why like wine goes so well with food, because I'm so influenced by so many different components of food.
It's like, as we are.
Yeah.
You know, we're so influenced by our past.
Totally.
And whether good or bad, and you have such like this wonderful repertoire of like flavors and smells and experiences.
Yeah.
So do you think that's also why, like, our listeners don't know this, but I know this, that you have a love for design. You're a designer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you now mix that with cooking and with making wine and being a mom.
Yeah.
Like I hate it when people ask what's your favorite, because I don't believe that there really is a favorite. I just think you have all these wonderful things that you get to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, how do you fit that in?
So,
or is it just the work you're doing with the wine and that's how you're fitting it in right now?
I feel like, so what's really cool about having Lost Ranch is I have a love for like interior design. So I've designed our whole facility. Like,
can you please come redesign each?
I've
your whole
like
face.
I've drew it up. I've done all the elevations, the facade, and like that's what's really special to me. Like a place where it feels like home and is going to be a second home for us. So designing like an actual building, but also designing like the aspects of Lost Ranch is like the garden. I love gardening, so we have a garden designed in there. Designing at our vineyard
in the winery.
Yeah, in the winery. Well, not in it, but around
because I was
the winery.
curious. I'm like, that'd be kind of cool.
We have there's gonna be like plants in the middle of our winery with skylights, but no garden inside.
Okay, so what you're doing is like you said home. You said it a few times, and I circled it. Like I wrote it down because it is your home, and people are coming to your home, and your children are going to grow up here, and this is where their memories are going to be rooted from, right? Like rooted in this, right? This rich history that you're creating, right? And I just think that it's going to be. I think places like this, when they're designed with intention and they're designed with your heritage and your history and your love and passion, they're so much more special than, hey, I just got a big corporate angel investor, money's in and I'm going to build this big boom, boom, boom. And that's fine. That's,
each to their own.
Each their own, right? But I am so attracted to what you're doing and businesses like this.
Yeah. I think it's what we craved in our valley. Like Joe and I crave this type of space to go to. And we haven't found it. And so we're like, let's create it. Like, let's make it a place where we would want our friends to come and hang out, maybe picnic with us and have Thanksgiving on the patio. I don't know, but like just a place where you're so welcomed. Like I love Napa and Sonoma. There's some beautiful places out there, but I think the miss is feeling the welcome part. And I think like that's Joe and I are very like open arms kind of people. Our house has open arms of different types of animals and everything. So I just want a space where we can have that.
Well, you are like that, and
Thank
Joe
you.
is, and I can say that because I've worked with you literally. And so Lost Ranch came and did a pop-up at Eat in the spring.
Yeah.
And it was this really interesting time for us to explore other locals, and also as a business, right? Like we've operated Eat for 16, 17 years. And when you're in that, you want to pivot or you don't, right?
Yeah.
I always want to pivot and go with new or different things.
Yeah.
Because you had just said, it's a space that we want to experience, right?
Totally.
So what is the space I want to experience now? And what I really felt was missing was family and community. So having you and Joe to the table for a month
was so fun.
it was so fun. And the joy that was coming out was seeping out the doors of that establishment the whole time you were there, just worked its way into every team member and all of us. We want more of that. We want it all the time. And when people do walk in to eat and I'm up front, the first thing you're going to hear is this really, really loud, like American Italian woman, like, hey, welcome in. How are you? Come over here. I want to kiss your whole face. But that's why we do business a little differently. And this is why we do what we do. And I love that we're going to have more of this in the Valley. And we do have some of it right now, but I am so excited to see from your heritage and your roots and your and Joe's passion, you know, like there's such like a mix of culture.
It really is. Yeah.
And we're going to have that rooted here.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's like what we want Lost Ranch too, is like we want to be a host to different types of, you know, gatherings. Like we celebrate Chinese New Year. Where can you do that, you know, like, and have that, or even more Asian inspired wine pairing dinners.
Nice.
So like just bringing different components together and like what we love, and
that's,
you know,
great.
Yeah. And we have kids too. So we're still like going to have things for families to come to and have a space as well.
Nice. Okay. So I'm going to ask you, how do you feel about children at wineries when people are coming up to do wine tastings?
Yeah. I feel I'm in the middle, because I've seen parents drinking wine and not watching their children and jump off of concrete walls, and you're like, where's your parents? But Joe and I, like, we go to very nice establishments with our children. I mean, our kids have gone to like crazy, you know, 4-course dinners with wine and food, and I think you just can't control some people, but you just hope that you're attracting people that care what you're doing, care what's their surroundings, and are smart and safe.
No, amen to that. Yeah. I mean, I grew up with wine. Right? A Sicilian father who like would make his own small batch wine too. Yeah. And it, like, I always had a little glass at the table, sometimes watered down. Yeah. And I think about that because I get asked that, because there's this whole culture of we call them free range children. Yeah. And I think for us, we had to answer that ourselves. Well, it's going to drink and taste wine is such a beautiful, natural thing. Mm-hmm. Wine is food, gang. Yeah. Coffee is food. These are elements of food. Yeah. And there's no reason why you can't be together as a family. No. I think that, again, we just hope that people strike a balance. Yes. But I've been asked, well, don't you think it's wrong? This is a place for us adults to go without having to listen to screaming kids. Yeah. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to totally tell you there, but I think that parents should be able to go out with their children, right? And I think there are some places like you're going to go to a smoky poker room in Vegas. No, your children shouldn't be there with you.
No. I think you kind of can read a crowd and what you're offering. Oh, totally. And I think one thing that really sparked Joe and I's thought of having, children and stuff is when we went to Spain. We were in Rioja in this alleyway eating tapas, and it's like 2 a.m. in the morning. And there's children playing soccer, and their parents are drinking wine and smoking their cigarettes, and everyone's together having fun. And I think when you make something like so bad, taboo, then your kids will notice it. But if it's something special, like you're here together, I'm not getting belligerent. I'm not,
Well, there's responsibilities
and teaching kids, like, you can have fun.
It's for celebration.
Celebrate and be together and enjoy this.
Absolutely.
And speaking of that, like we have a lot of friends that don't drink alcohol. And Joe and I really want to craft some non-alcoholic options for our tasting room.
Oh, I love that. So bring in the NA, girl.
Still, enjoy and be part of this, experience, but not have to have the alcohol part of it. Because you don't have to have alcohol for an experience, but just to have good surroundings, good food, and alternative.
Okay, this is, so I had 2 surprise questions for you. And that was one of them.
Oh, okay.
I literally was going to ask you, so are you going to make anything NA, non-alcoholic?
So it might not be a wine per se, but like a juice of some sort that we can craft. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we definitely want that. Well, for sure.
I don't drink as often as I used to at all. And I do that for my health and wellness.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And I am protecting myself, my cognitive,
Yeah.
my microbiome.
Yeah.
And I love that because I think sometimes it is a bummer when you're going out and everyone's drinking and you just don't feel like you can partake. I don't feel that as much anymore because everyone, at least the places that I go, I'm really experiencing some really wonderful botanicals,
Yes.
as beverages.
Yeah. And I think that's what we want to do.
Well, and so I think that if you do it, you should name it after your favorite song that you're jamming out to right now. So just tell me, why Pink Pony Club? Because I really just want to start singing it now.
The car song that me and the kids listen to, and it's just on repeat. Pink Pony Club, and then Frankie's in the back with like the melody.
So Frankie's your little girl.
Yes, Frankie's my little girl, and that's her favorite color
is pink.
Pink. She loves ponies. So, pink. And then the song just so happens to say the two favorite things. So Pink Pony Club.
Yeah, like smiling from ear to ear right now.
So
I wish we could play it, but we're not allowed to because
that is her jam, and we all sing it. Even Joe will sing.
Oh my gosh,
we're all jam into it.
Okay, so Joe is like he's a hunk of a guy, man.
Yeah. Right? Oh, Frankie's made him a softie.
Right there, you go. I could just see him singing Pink Pony Club.
If Frankie asks Daddy for anything, he will give it to her.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, Daddy's little girl. So.
I love that so much. Fast pace, slow pace. We're talking about food. You're in the middle of your property, vines.
Yeah.
I know you have sheep out there. You have chicken. We'll talk about that more. I want to know more about what is your go-to meal for you and the kids when you guys are just like, damn, that was a day.
So I would say my go-to meal is my bolognese. I learned it from my grandmother growing up. She would cook it, and you just have some good Italian pork sausage with onions, fresh tomatoes. Okay. I don't use store-bought sauce. I make my own tomatoes.
Okay, but there's nothing wrong with canned tomatoes.
No, there isn't.
Especially if you get the good ones from Italy.
Yeah. True. I mean, I harvested the tomatoes at Lost Ranch, so I made my own tomato sauce.
Were they jarred or canned prior, or you make your bolognese with fresh off the vine tomatoes?
Fresh off the vines.
Okay.
And then I'll add a little paste.
Okay.
But everyone, the kids love it. Joe loves it. It's our go-to. And then Joe will make his killer garlic bread to go with it. And it's just like fresh garlic, butter, and paprika.
Oh, that just sounds so
It's
good.
just like something that's so it's our home meal. It's so special, but it's filling. And when you're out all day, you need the carbs to get all your energy back.
Well, the thing about bolognese is that it also feeds your soul.
It does.
I don't know how to explain that other than if I sit down to a bowl of bolognese, I feel like my papa's next to me.
Totally. It's very family.
It's so family.
And it's funny because when I went to Kauai last year to visit my grandpa and dad, I made bolognese for everyone. And it was just finding what's at the local Kauai grocery store. But they got seconds and thirds. And I was like, oh, I did good. You're I was like, ooh.
Is it okay? There's something so beautiful, almost it's nurturing.
Yeah.
To when someone enjoys a plate of food.
Oh yes,
that you
for sure.
put down in front of them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably the best feeling when you know, how did you like it? Or if you just see them go for seconds.
I'm just gonna start cracking up right now for a random reason.
Oh man,
I don't know. It's something about it's because you're sitting here talking about bolognese and then your family, right, going back for seconds and thirds, and all I could see right now, my dad was this really strict Sicilian American man, right?
Okay.
And I'm the youngest of 6, so he wasn't as strict with me.
Yeah.
And we had this great rapport. Matter of fact, I'm wearing his glasses right now.
Yeah, that's what you were saying.
Right? From the 50s. And I'm channeling my dad apparently today.
Maybe this conversation was meant to be then.
Absolutely.
About bolognese, and your dad's here.
Because he's so funny. He dove into a swimming pool in the 50s and apparently was drinking beforehand, and he crushed out his front teeth.
Oh my gosh.
So he had, the bridge.
Yeah.
He didn't have.
Oh my gosh.
And my dad sat at the front of the head. Okay. I would sit at the end, right?
Yeah.
And he would pop his teeth out in the middle of dinner eating pasta. And I would be like, look, he's doing it again. And I would start laughing. And my mom would get upset, and my dad would pop them back in his mouth.
Oh my gosh. Because she didn't like it coming out. Yeah.
Right? And
that is hilarious.
And nobody ever believed me until way later on. And then, in my late 20s, they actually caught him because he wasn't as fast as he used to be.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't want to let you go from the show until we talk about something really cool that you're doing, which is really just so old. It's one of the oldest methods. It's even biblical. It goes so far back. Regenerative farming, when you are farming and you're tending your land.
Yeah.
That, sheep and chickens do such a service to your terroir. Do you want to speak to that?
Yeah. So like one of the quotes we kind of live by is being stewards to the land, and
Good
leaving
stewards.
it better than it was before. And so our whole method with Lost Ranch, we get questions like, well, do you have cover crop? What are you putting in your cover crop? And we're like, it's the native earth and plants that are on our cover crop. Why take something out that grows so well and has been here and manipulate it and change it? There's already its own ecosystem there and everything. So what we do is we have our sheep that will go off in the off season. Now that we finish harvest, the sheep will be grazing in those vines, and they will be our weed eaters. They're our natural fertilizers. They poop. They maintain our vineyard. And what's special about our vineyard is that we created our cordons to 4 feet high. So if you look at our vineyard, the irrigation lines are a lot taller than normal. And it was because our vision was to have sheep in our vineyard. If those are too low, the sheep will knock them out. They'll get the leaves off the vines. They can destroy the vines a lot more. So our vineyards are a lot taller than the average because the sheep are stewards to our land.
It's very thoughtful.
Yeah. So when we were designing it, we had to think of all those components. And this season, we're going to be building a chicken tractor that will be going through the vineyards as well. So they will also be eating the bugs, and you don't really need to plow the land when the animals' feet are stomping, and a lot of people till their vineyards. But if you have animals out there, that's the most natural tilling you can get.
It's actually almost a little permaculture.
Yeah.
I mean, you're mixing a lot of different cultures.
Components. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. And I feel like that's kind of who we are now. Like you learn from your families that have farmed. So Joe's family had a vineyard in Lodi. They planted. So he's familiar with planting vineyards. I love animals and grew up on farming. And so like bringing that component with the vineyard, it's kind of goes hand in hand. And like, how do we make it work? How do we make it easier on ourselves too? And be as green as you can get without using, a lawnmower and whatnot. And no herbicides, no pesticides. Like we don't need it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because it's so unnecessary and we don't need it.
No.
And I'm curious, what are the sheep's names?
Oh my gosh. So 5 years ago, they were my Christmas present. And it was
they were your Christmas present.
Yes, they were babies. So they were baby doll sheep. So we have Tonka.
Shut up. That's my
He's our male
name. Okay, sorry.
And we have Frida, and then we have Opal. And then we recently just adopted our senior citizen sheep, and her name is Sheepy. And she is
the kid's name?
No, she came with the name.
Sheepy.
And we just left it at that because they love her. And she's the sweetest, tiniest, and plumpest sheep we have. And very slow in her old age. But eventually we want to grow our herd. But we have 4 and we love them and they follow you. And if you go out to Lost Ranch on a tour, you can feed them grain and they just all like come up to you.
I love that. I'm gonna bring a chair out and put my name on it, and I think that's just gonna be my spot after busy weeks.
Yeah,
right. To just go regenerate.
yeah,
And
they are very. It's I think being out at Lost Ranch, there's chickens out there too. It's very like soothing, and you kind of get regrounded. My mom, who's not a gardener, like she'll come and help us turn on the garden on the weekends, and she's like, Jasmine, I love going out here. Like it's so relaxing and it's so like fulfilling too. Cause when we had our tomatoes and corn growing like and squash, she's picking it and helping me. And she's like, it's so fulfilling to see what the earth gives back to you.
Yeah. The earth will give back to you if you let it.
Yeah.
And
if you take care of it.
Yeah. And the earth takes care of us.
Totally.
If we let the earth take care of us, and if we give the earth what it needs.
Exactly.
Some people, I think we got our 5-minute warning, and it's amazing that 45 minutes just goes by so fast when you're having a really good
conversation.
Chat.
Yes.
I just almost F-bombed that because I'm just like in it right now.
Oh my gosh.
But I think this is the best place for us to, to bring this beautiful conversation at this table to an end, is to remind people, like, be present with the earth.
Yeah.
Right. Know what's happening universally with our earth. I can speak earth as we're seeing. What was it? Was it a hurricane in Alaska?
Yeah. And I think we had hurricane warnings here or tornado warnings here. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the only political thing I will ever say on this show is our environment is not a joke. Our planet's not a joke. And it's not made up weird theories that we have to take care of our earth, our soil, and one another. So I'm going to pass this over to Jasmine, as I say, to a really kind person who I admire. She gives so much to our community, to me as a woman in business, but also a mother. We had a chat earlier, and I just want to thank you for the space and then what you shared. It means a lot to me. You mean a lot to our community. And I want everyone to know where the heck to find you, girl.
Yes. So lostranchwinery.com.
That's easy.
Very easy. We have a club that is the best way.
It's the Pink Pony Club.
I know, it's our Pink Pony Club. It's the best way to support Joe and I. We run the show. We're the ones behind the keyboard, messaging you, Instagram. We're making the wine. We're farming. We're doing it all. And that means the world if you go support there. We have a pickup party every other month. It's like family. We see you at the vineyard. You get to meet Tonka and Sheepy and Frida and everything. So that's where you find us. And at local eateries. We're at Eat Marketplace. We're at a bunch of restaurants in town. So you can find us for sure.
I have seen your wine at the Wine Travelers.
Oh yeah, Two Travelers.
Yep, I'm so sorry to my friends at Two Travelers in Old Town Temecula and Goat and Vine. Yeah. And at Eat Marketplace. But obviously I always like to say any one of us, especially me, because I'm such a slut for this. I will so support my community and take all your orders and call Jasmine myself. But you can find her at Lost Ranch Winery, right? All 3 words.com. You can get them on Instagram. You can also follow Jasmine because she does sick, natural, organic, wild flower arrangements. And I know that that's another passion of hers, right?
Yeah. Yeah. One of many.
And we've been talking about doing a dinner together forever. So we're going to figure something out. I don't even know what that means. Maybe it'll just be small bites when you come pick up your wine, because why not?
Yeah. Why not?
Why not join forces and be the awesome women we are on this?
Yes, let's do it.
Anything else you want to share or drop?
No, I think what a special day to chat when it's raining, right?
It's perfect
stormy weather. So thank you for having me, truly, and supporting Lost Ranch.
Oh, 100%.
It's been amazing.
I love you, girl.
I love you too.
Oh my gosh, little hearts. So my friends, my very dear friends out there, thank you so much for being here, and Jasmine for being here. And don't forget that every meal shared is a conversation started And sometimes those conversations can heal so much and start necessary conversations. So that's how I'm going to leave it today. So please take care of yourself and someone else.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
Every meal shared is a conversation started. I want to thank our guest today, and I really want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. It means a lot to all of us. You can find us on Instagram at The Table with Leah and anywhere you listen to your podcast. At the Table is produced by the very mighty Studio 215. Programming manager Nate Marriott, our awesome studio manager Brian Umali, and the gorgeous show producer Miss Mari Fuentes. Thanks for being here.